Hey guys, how's it going? Mike here, Dark Parlor Originals, and I want to show you the best way to send in your flattened out Funko Pop box. A lot of our signings now, we're offering mail-in options, and we ask that you please send us in your Funko Pop boxes flat. And we are getting some people reaching out. They're saying, look, I've never sent in an item before, or I've never sent in a Funko Pop box before. What's the best way to do it? So that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to show you the best way to send in your pop box. Now, please keep in mind, this is just a recommendation. If you want to, there is no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just going to show you what I think is the best way. And then, of course, if you want to tweak it or do it a completely different way, that's totally up to you. The reason why we ask that you send in your boxes flattened is because a lot of times our signings are not local. So when we transport the boxes to the autograph signing, it's a lot easier for us to get everything where it needs to go and then back again. Also, at the signing itself, it's a lot easier when everything's flattened out. It just makes the signing go a lot smoother. So I'm going to show you now the best way to do it. Again, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it whichever way you want. But this, again, is the recommended way. So I'm going to start off with a Funko Pop, right? So here it is. The first thing you want to do, obviously, is open up the top and the bottom. Obviously, be very careful when doing that so you don't damage the box. And I know collectors don't necessarily like taking them out of the boxes, and I completely understand that. But unfortunately, this is the best way for us to do it. So we have to ask that you flatten them out, unfortunately. But we promise to take great care of them. So I've got my box. You want to flatten it out along the natural creases in the box, so you're not making any new creases along this side and this side. I recommend folding the plastic here because if you fold it this way, which some people do send it in this way, a lot of times at the autograph signing, the person signing will accidentally sign over this line. And then what happens is when you fold out the box, the autograph is on the side and on the front. So if you fold it in this way, that won't happen because they can't go around that line. So this is the way I suggest sending it in. The next thing you want to do is, so you're going to go on the website, you're going to purchase your autograph, the mail-in option, and you're going to make your purchase, and you're going to get an email that has an order number on there. So once you do that, you're going to want to take a Post-it note, just like this, that has your name, the order number, and on this case, I put inscription and pen. So sometimes we do signings where you can pick an inscription or you can pick a pen color. Not all signings have that option, but if the signing that you're mailing in does, if you're mailing in something for a specific signing that does give you those options, then go ahead and write that information on the Post-it as well. If not, at least put your name and the order number on there. That's extremely important because you're going to attach it to your box just like that. And this Post-it note is how we track your item from the very start to the very end. From start to finish, this stays on your item so we know exactly who mailed this in, where it came from, and once it's signed, we know exactly who it belongs to and who we send it back to. So Post-it notes are very important. A lot of people don't do this step, and when stuff comes in, it gets very confusing, and it's kind of difficult for us to track down who, which item this or who this item belongs to. So please include an order number and your name on a Post-it note. Paper also works, but Post-its are better because they stick to the item. If you send in a piece of paper or something like that, then it could get lost. This sticks and it doesn't leave any residue on the box. So Post-its are the best option. And of course, you can get them off of Amazon, Walmart, any of those websites or local stores that have them, and they're really not that expensive. And this just makes things on our end a whole lot easier and make sure that we get your item back to you. Okay, so the next thing I recommend getting, and you might have some of these already, if not, you can buy them online, and you don't have to use this, but this is an 11 by 14 top loader. So if you're an autograph collector, you might have one of these already. If you've purchased from us in the past, we may have sent you an item in one of these before. But this, again, is 11. So it's 11 inches wide and 14 inches tall. This is what I recommend. Now, you can use a different size if you want to do an 8 by 10 or an 11 by 17. That's an option also. But this one that I'm using is 11 inches by 14 inches. And again, there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is just the recommended way. So if you don't want to use one of these, you do not have to. There's no rules here. But again, recommendation. So you'll notice that the pop box is slightly taller than the top loader. So what I do next is I fold the bottom in, again, along the natural crease of the box, so you're not creating any new creases, and then slide that inside your top loader. Now these top loaders are, again, available on Amazon. You can buy them from a lot of collectible websites, comic book websites. They're not that difficult to find. I'm sure you could just Google 11 by 14 top loader and you'll see some options. If you're thinking about mailing in pops, or you've done this before, and you're going to mail stuff in again in the future, you might want to pick up a few of these just so you have them. But I've put it inside the protector. You see I folded the line across the bottom. It now fits perfectly inside this package. So now you've got your pop box. It's flattened out. You've got your order number here. Again, that's extremely important. Please don't forget that. And then you've got it in this nice thick plastic top loader that's going to make sure that it stays flat and that no dings or creases happen to be made on your box. The next step that I recommend doing is cutting some cardboard. Now this cardboard can be any sort of cardboard, from a box that's laying around, anything that you're going to recycle. Obviously it needs to be big enough, but if you have some cardboard laying around, and of course you can cut it, do that, and then slide this in between both pieces of cardboard. Okay, so now you've got something that looks similar to this. And then in the middle, and obviously this one's taped, you can tape yours as well to help keep it sealed, but put that in the middle of your cardboard. This will give it extra protection to make sure that it doesn't get bent or anything like that. Some people mail in their pop boxes without the top loader, and they'll just mail it inside this cardboard. That's completely fine. Again, there's no rules here. The only issue with that is that it could scratch the box, or it could ding the box. That's why I like to use this plastic as well. But it's your box. It's entirely up to you how you want to mail it in. So now I have this, and then I've got this envelope here. Now this envelope is 11 by 17 inches, so it is a slightly bigger than my top loader. So I'm just going to slide this inside here like that. Boom, fits nice and tight, and you can seal that shut. And this is good to go. Now, obviously, this envelope is black, so I can't write on this one. But if you go to the post office to send this out, a lot of times they do have envelopes available for purchase there. And obviously, if you pick up one that's white or a different color, you can write "do not bend." But I would recommend "do not bend" or a sticker that says "do not bend" or something like that, just to make sure that the post office knows they cannot bend this. But of course, with the plastic top loader and the cardboard, and then this is a non-bendable envelope. This is almost impossible to bend. You'd really have to push this together to bend it. So this is how I recommend sending in your flattened out Funko Box. The next step, obviously, is to take it to the post office, give them our P.O. box address, and they will print out a label and they will slap it on the front, and you are good to go. If you have equipment at home that you can print your own labels out, then of course you can do that at home as well. You don't have to go to the post office if you have all of this packaging material in your house. The post office does have, again, a lot of material there, envelopes and things like that you can use. But you can also purchase, again, this stuff off of Amazon, Walmart, that kind of thing. Now, I know when you send in your item, you probably don't want to spend more money than you have to, but in order to make sure that you take good care of your item so that it doesn't get damaged, because again, these are collectibles, it might be a good idea just to invest a few dollars to make sure that it's packaged correctly and you don't have any issues. So once you purchased your autograph on our website, you will type in an address at checkout. That is the address that we're going to send this back to you. So you do not have to include any sort of return shipping labels or anything like that. You pay for your autograph on the website. It generates an order, and the address that you put in at checkout will be the address that we send this item back to you. You will also pay for shipping at checkout. So again, you don't have to send us any money. You don't have to PayPal me anything. Just purchase your autograph, fill out the address, and pay for your shipping there. And then once this is signed, I will generate a return label, put it on this, and I will send it back to you. And once that barcode is signed, you will get a tracking email from us that says, hey, your item's on the way, and it'll be there soon. Okay, so that again is the way I suggest boxing up a Funko Pop box. I think it's the best way to do it. Other people do it different ways. If you have a different idea, then that is completely fine, and it's totally up to you. But again, you want to make sure that it's packaged really well so that your box does not get damaged in transit.